Hillary Clinton copes with a constant drip of emails from Wikileaks, and just this morning, the 19th group of Wikileaks documents came out. We're already learning some new things, including that Clinton advisors were batting around how to deal with the server revelation 3 days before Clinton addressed the media at the UN about it. One of those advisors admitted there's no good way or good answer. We just need to gut through the process phase, get them all out there, and let the content do the talking. It's just one of a slew of new revelations we're going to talk about with Gregg Jarrett, Fox News anchor and attorney. So, I mean, the sheer volume of these Wikileaks emails, Gregg, is a lot to go through. From what you've been looking at, I know you wrote a great opinion piece as well on FoxNews.com. Is there anything that is illegal so far? Any sort of red alert that you see from these batches?
Not from what I see. Hillary Clinton has a tendency to sort of stretch the bounds of propriety. She sometimes dangles her leg over the line of legality versus illegality. And it's sort of this, she beckons this continuous political calamity. It's one incident after another, and this is another example of it, and it's taking a toll. Look, 67% of the people think that she's lying about her personal emails, and 2/3 of Americans think she is dishonest. The normal person who kind of gets caught up in a scandal dials it back and stops. Not with Hillary Clinton, sort of like a runaway train that can't apply the brakes.
Well, of course, and you do have these hacking, so that's only perpetuating this more and more. One of the big news items of the week I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about is an ally, a very important Clinton ally, giving money to the wife of an official at the FBI.
Right.
Now, we hear from the Clinton camp and from Clinton surrogates, there's nothing illegal about that. But walk us through this, Gregg, and why it's raising red flags.
Terry McAuliffe, governor of Virginia, longtime fundraiser for Hillary and Bill Clinton. In fact, he's the guy that secured the personal loan on their 11-room mansion in Chappaqua. Personally secured it. This is a guy who can raise, without breaking a sweat, hundreds of millions of dollars. So he engineers all of this cash to Dr. Jill McCabe, who's running for state senate in Virginia. Well, who's her husband? Andrew McCabe, who's the #2 guy at the FBI. He oversees the investigation of Hillary Clinton. Now, the FBI issued a statement saying, well, he didn't oversee the investigation until after her Senate campaign ended. My response is, so what? She's still got the money. She's still beholden.
But there's nothing illegal about the money.
No, there is not.
It's just a large amount of money, we should mention.
But you have to look at who it goes to and who the husband is. Look, even the ethics advisors at the FBI told McCabe, you have to stay away and recuse yourself from any political corruption case.
Did he?
While your wife is running. He did. But as soon as his wife ended her campaign, he jumps in the biggest political corruption case of all, Hillary Clinton. It creates the appearance of impropriety, and indeed more than that, a very direct and glaring conflict of interest, and it taints the whole investigation.
And it raises some more questions about Comey, the head of the FBI, and some of the other decisions that he made. Walk us through that.
Well, I mean, look, you've already got 5 people who received immunity. You've got a whole bunch of others who took the 5th. Hillary Clinton, in an incredibly brief interview with the FBI, can't barely remember her name. I mean, it's really astonishing when you look at the notes from the FBI agents. So Comey holds, a few days later, this big briefing in which he lays out a case for gross negligence under the Espionage Act, and then in the same breath he says, but we're not going to recommend prosecution. Look, for people who thought that made no legal sense, and I was one of them as a lawyer, made no legal sense. This McAuliffe money to his deputy now only fuels suspicion that the fix was in.
So with this new information and with some ethical questions being raised, is there any recourse for the citizens that are watching this play out and wondering, well, wait a minute, do we need to readdress this because of some of the ethical questions that are coming?
If you feel like Director Comey was unduly influenced, or his deputy, Andrew McCabe, write to your senator, write to your congressman, and demand that Congress reactivate the independent counsel statute and undertake a separate and independent investigation of what Hillary Clinton did. You can always seek recourse, and Congress has the power to do it, and they could do it in a day by reactivating the old existing statute that expired.
Why didn't they do that?
Because there hasn't been enough pressure, I think, on Congress to do it. And they may get around to doing it eventually.
And as we just mentioned, a lot on recess as everyone is going towards the re-election campaign. So it might set up an interesting fall, regardless of what the election results are. Greg, thank you. Very interesting. John?